What's going on, people? I'm Spraver, and this is Opinionated Facts Media Group podcast, where we talk about breaking news and current event analysis, but we will cover some other things from time to time. We'll be talking about some other things today. Some will not be in the headlines, but we still promise to give a good show. I am joined by Coco Love and Journey to Be Great. And you know what we do, man? We don't like to have y'all waiting and 20 minutes of this conversation about nothing. We're going to jump right into it. So I guess I'll start out today. Is that okay with you, ladies?
Sure.
See, a man should go first sometimes. So let's go ahead and get right in here. So I have this friend, man. He's a guy, and he said something to me, and I want to ask the ladies about this, but he said that he thinks it's unfair for women to be able to go and partake with other women. And I think this is both relationship and sexually. But his point was he don't think this is fair that women can do that and men can't do it. So he's saying that he thinks that just like women can go back and forth between being with another woman and then coming back to a man, he feels that a man should be able to go to a man and come back to a woman. So I got to know from a female perspective, how do y'all feel about that?
Ooh. Well, I mean, hey, people are free to do and explore whatever they want, but there is a bias. I know me personally, if I know that you've been with another man, I don't see myself. I mean, we can be friends, whatever, but as far as getting in like a romantic relationship, I wouldn't want to, because it's a fact, there will be some type of thought process that maybe you will decide to go back to that in the future. And I yeah, I don't see myself doing it. But hey, no judgment if that's what the person has done. We can be friends and cordial, but not interested in a relationship.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. What you think, Coco?
I would agree. You're, and that's the first thing I thought. Like you're free to do whatever you want as a man or woman. Like there is someone out there that will accept that. I'm sure there are women out that will date you and with you romantically, knowing that you've been with men before. I, however, am not that open minded. Um, but more power to you. We could, like I said, we could be friends for sure, but I would be very concerned that you would also, go back to that. And I mean, honestly, not saying that it's always on my mind or I'm worried about it all the time in a relationship, but you already, as a woman, you know that it's possible that your man could step out on you with another woman. Don't nobody have time to be over here like thinking like you don't know who it is. So he tell you he go kick it with his guys or whatever, and you just like, are they really kicking it? Or are they like doing something else? Like, ain't nobody got time to be stressing over that. Like,
Exactly. Yes.
oh, so
Well,
yeah, but as
hey,
far as it being fair, I do get it is a bias, but I think the reason that there's a bias is because honestly, I feel like there are more men out here that they like that there are women that go both ways, and I think that it excites them because I think that it makes them feel as though they'll be more inclined to get a threesome. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that's what that is. That's why a lot of men don't care that you've been with women before. As a matter of fact, it probably makes you look a little bit better to them. So
you know what? I don't know. I think there's a lot of married men that I have met personally that when we talk about the subject of a woman being with another woman, especially with it being their wives, they're not really into that. It's shocking as that may sound. Now you do have the ones like you said they just over sexualize everything. Like, oh yeah, because like you said, they may be thinking there's gonna be some incentive for them, but it's still the same problem for a man. If your woman has been out there with, I mean, other women and in something serious, it's the same thing. Maybe she doesn't want to go get with another man, but what if she's with the other woman just as if she would have been with another man? I mean, that's the same problem that you got if she was cheating with another man. So it was just, it's something to think about on both parties. But I just thought that was a very interesting question. But what y'all got?
Well, I also was having a conversation with an ex coworker, and we were just checking on one another to see how, getting life updates basically. And the last time I spoken with her, she had just went through a divorce from a toxic relationship. It was a lot of arguing, the property being destroyed. Sometimes things got physical. It was very, needless to say, it was a toxic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward, we have another conversation, checking on each other. She again is ending another relationship that was verbal abuse, sometimes physical, property being destroyed. And this time right now currently going through a restraining order and all of this stuff. So it brought me to the point of accountability. And the reason I say that because also her first relationship prior to this marriage that that she ended, that relationship was toxic also. And it wasn't as toxic as the marriage, but it's like each relationship kind of escalated to even more. So it just kind of got me to the point like, at what point do you take responsibility of the people that you're choosing? Because when we, just having conversation, the guys, they showed signs prior to the relationship getting deep. And I was just having a conversation with her, letting her know, like, this is something that you're inclined to, to go towards now. And even though the situation is uncomfortable and you say you don't like it, this has become your normal. And so now you're choosing guys pretty much that you basically that you have to fight and argue, and as if that's some type of excitement. Like if it doesn't have that type of excitement, like you really don't want it. And I just, just after conversation, just kind of, encourage her, to get counseling and, deal with the actual root of the problem as to why you keep gravitating towards these type of relationships. So I don't know. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Well,
Well,
I was listening when you were saying, "Oh, you gotta get your foot on the gas now. You gotta be playing." So, yeah, I was thinking about the norm, the norm thing you was talking about. So, what you're saying is basically like, if he ain't talking crazy, or if he ain't trying to throw hands with her, she don't think that's normal.
Right, right.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I think it's very unfortunate. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe she has come to a situation in her mind, well, come to a place in her mind, not situation, where she believes that maybe she thinks that's all she can get. Maybe she's thinking like, hey, I'm unsure about what it would be like with a guy that's not like that. So, and I think that's why I say it's so unfortunate, is because she's accepted the fact that she should be treated that way. And that's the part.
Exactly. Because for me, like I've never been in a relationship. I mean, not alone, not talking about just physical, somebody fighting me, putting their hands on me. I've never dated anyone that has called me a bitch and a hoe. Well, at least to my face. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they said behind my back when they got mad, but I've never dealt with a man that has, called me bitches and hoes. And, I haven't experienced that.
mm-mm.
So that's why I was trying to tell her, like, there are guys that don't do this, but you seem to attract or be drawn to and get in a relationship with guys that do this type of thing. So we can't just keep putting it on the guys. You have to accept some type of responsibility as well for allowing these people into your life.
Right. Right. I totally agree. Were you about to say something, Coco?
I and I don't know her or anything like that, but when you were telling the story, to me, first thing I thought of was that, like, and I guess it kind of goes to what you're saying, but it's that she's the common denominator here.
Yeah.
So it made me wonder if she is also a little toxic herself, or if she is verbally abusive, like is she talking crazy to
Yeah,
him as
no doubt,
well?
Coco. She's toxic as well. She
Okay. Okay. So, because so that could be what it is. So it's like, you have to look at yourself sometimes too, you know what I'm saying? And Lord knows I have chosen some of the wrong people.
Mhm.
But they didn't share, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't share all those qualities, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like they weren't all like the same exact thing. So it seems like, she's going after what she is. And I mean,
Right,
that just
right.
takes like, some learning, like, or unlearning, I guess. Maybe it's something that she saw growing up or something like that. I don't know. But it takes a lot of work to basically be better. So I would, and I'm not sure what she's trying to do now, now that this situation is ending, but it might be time for her to take some time to herself and like maybe go to some therapy, and just kind of seek out what's going on within herself and just learn herself and maybe learn what triggers her to be certain ways or whatever. So Well, completely unrelated, but also I guess related to like mental health and everything though. It has been a very busy week. It's for my brother in Gemini, Kanye West. And I usually don't like to claim him, but I feel a little bad at this time. So uh So this round of media coverage, 'cause honestly, I feel like he's always in the media, but this time, it seems to have started. Well, I'll say it caught my attention. It caught my attention when he decided to wear a White Lives Matter T-shirt at this Yeezy runway show that he had, and I think this was like I don't know last week, week before last. Now, if you did not know, White Lives Matter is sometimes also seen as All Lives Matter. It became really popular to white supremacists as a response to Black Lives Matter. So it's obviously it's weird for a black man to be sporting this shirt. I mean, so of course this sparked a lot of outcry from people, including celebrities such as Boosie and Diddy. Now Kanye, he responded to the criticism from Boosie by basically telling him not to speak on him and referencing himself as a person who has been bullied, and now he's back to quote shoot the school up. So of course, this also sent people into a frenzy because you don't joke about that. There's no type of analogy to make, whatever. It doesn't make any sense. Then Diddy's comments about him wearing the shirt or whatever were made during a Breakfast Club interview this past week. And he basically just said, you know, like Kanye's my brother. And he really, I heard the whole interview and he tried to be like really respectful. He didn't say anything crazy, but he just said he's not with it. He's not with him wearing the t-shirt. You know, he was saying, you know, this our saying Black Lives Matter stands for what we've got going on, what we're going through, not for white people or whatever. So of course this led Kanye to start saying things again, and now he is on a temporary restriction on Instagram for violating their rules and policies or whatever. So now they didn't say exactly what he said to cause this, but you know, obviously based on everything that I just said, I can kind of see why. So then bruh took it to Twitter and posted some tweets that were deleted as well due to Twitter violation. And but one of the tweets that he posted or whatever that kind of it basically stated that he was going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, which of course can be viewed as anti-Semitic. I say all of this to say because, like I said, it's been a wild ride for this week for him. But where is all his close friends? Now I know, you know, as far as family is concerned, I know, you know, his mother, he lost his mother, and I think that really started this spiral for him. So I get it. You know, I still have my mother, thank God, but I can only imagine. So I know he also, you know, I think the divorce is final. So I know there's a lot going on with that family situation or whatever. And he made some tweets about or some Instagram posts about that too. So I get it. I know he's going through a lot, but I know he has somebody in his corner, not a publicist, but like a friend. Like, and I see other people that are really trying to talk to him and they can't really seem to get through. But like it's kind of scary because you know, people are kind of noticing now like there's something wrong. Like at first it was entertaining, but now people seem to be noticing like it's something wrong here. And I am concerned because this is a brilliant black man at the end of the day. Like he's let out some serious like crazy music or whatever that'll go down in history. He's done some great things in the fashion world, even if you don't like the way some of it looks. So I mean, very brilliant man or whatever. So I hate to see it being kind of turned into this like joke. So it just kind of brings up to me again how important like mental health is. And it's like I just hate to see people like talking about it so much or whatever and not really seeming to do anything about it. And I really don't want to be witnessing, you know what I'm saying, the demise of him.
I hate to see it. Like you said, I really hate to see it. Again, even watching his documentary, like prior to his mom's death, Kanye, I mean, he was a visionary. He, you know, worked hard and he achieved everything that he envisioned. And that to me, that was just, you know, very powerful and eye-opening as to what the human brain can do. So to go to this other end of the spectrum where it's like he's kind of spiraling out of control, it's unfortunate. And I wonder, like, is he surrounded with a bunch of yes people, or does he have people around him and then he just like refusing to help? Because I don't know, I really wish somebody would like get his accounts and change the passwords and like, hey, if you want to post some, I gotta post it for you type stuff. I don't know. I hope he gets help, and I don't know, because I just want to see him get back to the creative genius that he naturally is. So I don't know.
Well, as far as Kanye is concerned, in my eyes, I admire Kanye a lot for the same reasons that you ladies just named. And I think as a Gemini myself, I understand a lot of what he does, even though some other people may not. And I think that's one thing about a Gemini too, because we have these dual personalities. But even with what they say dual personalities, we some of us are just very different. And I find Kanye to be just that. He's very different because to reach the height that he's reached, he had to be different. So I'm sure a lot of times in his life, people was like, "What is he doing? That doesn't make sense," or "Why would you be doing that?" Or and look where it took him. So this is by no means saying that I'm supporting everything that Kanye is doing, because some of it is questionable, but I'll never talk down on him because he's free to do whatever he wants to do at the end of the day. I mean, that's the way that it is. And I don't think that some of the things that he's doing is to upset or make people feel like he's not supporting his own people, but rather for him to just be able to express himself in whichever way he sees fit. And for people to take it personal, well, really, I can kind of see what he's saying. That's your problem, not his. Well, well, I want to thank y'all so much for taking the time to listen to us today. This concludes this episode of Opinion and Facts, of course, the Media Group podcast. And I'm joined by Journey to Be Great, Coco Love. Thank y'all so much. Of course, our handles will be down in the description below if you want to follow us. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you are on YouTube. And until next time, you guys, peace.